Now know is that the Putin summit is off. This is the first time, despite all of the pressure over the last few years, the first time we've seen this president really push back against Vladimir Putin on a substantive issue. Not in the past on campaign violations, not certainly in Helsinki, not after a series of aggressions around the world, but suddenly we are getting a cancellation as soon as he takes off in Air Force One.
Well, at least that's the way that the White House is casting it, the president in his own words on Twitter today, Andrea. But it was striking to me to hear President Trump in those comments on the South Lawn before boarding Marine One referring to Michael Cohen as a weak person, because I think critics of the president would also say that his decision today not to meet with Vladimir Putin is perhaps a sign of weakness for a man who always likes to cast himself as a strong president, because he will not now. He forfeits the opportunity to stand side by side with Vladimir Putin and condemn him to his face before the world community, as he would have had the opportunity to do when the two men meet just a couple of days from now. That meeting was scheduled for Saturday. It's notable that within the last half an hour or so, we are now hearing via reports in the region, including state media, that the Kremlin, through a Kremlin spokesperson, says that it has yet to receive any official confirmation that that meeting has been canceled. The Kremlin spokesperson saying that the Kremlin found out by social media through the president's own tweets. We know that Vladimir Putin is now en route to Argentina, where that really was going to be perhaps one of the most significant meetings that all eyes would be focused on for their visit here. But I emphasize this point because even earlier this month at that news conference after the midterm election, we heard from President Trump where he criticized Barack Obama, his predecessor, basically saying that he wasn't to blame, that he had showed weakness by allowing Russia's acts of aggression, by its annexation of Crimea. And I think a lot of critics will see the president forfeiting this meeting by Vladimir Putin and may criticize him for not standing up to Vladimir Putin to his face over the latest act of aggression by the Russians.
Peter Alexander, such useful information from Argentina and the context, Peter, and to all of our viewers.